Well, this Koreshan State Park has quite a history to it. Back in 1869, Dr. Cyrus Teed had a vision. A beautiful woman came to him in this vision and told him that he was to cure the ills of man and that he would be the next Messiah. The doctor thought this over for a while and he decided to take it seriously, and he decided that a communal living where everyone works for the good of the whole and celibacy would cure the ills of mankind. So that's what he went to work doing. So he started a religious order. It was a two-tier religious order. In the top tier, everyone would live on the settlement. They would be celibate, and they would have to give all of their earthly belongings to the new religion. The second tier were people that would give all their belongings to the new religion, but they did not have to live on the settlement. They could live in the area and raise a family. In the communal living, everyone had a job to do. You could be a baker, you could be a teacher, you could sweep floors, you could be a lawyer, you could be a doctor. You could do anything at all, but you had one job. You didn't have to raise your kids. Your kids were raised in a communal fashion. So after your job was done, you'd go home and you'd have time to yourself. You didn't have to clean your house because someone cleaned it for you. You didn't have to raise any crops because someone raised them for you. There's no butchering to be done because you have a butcher. You didn't have to raise your kids. Your kids are being raised for you. So it was a pretty nice life. Once you got your job done, you were free to do what you wanted to do. It wasn't an easy life, but there's a lot of freedom associated with it. So Dr. Cyrus Teed took on the name of Koreshan and named his religion after him. Koreshan is the Hebrew pronunciation for Cyrus. He was a very famous king who did quite well for his people. The Koreshians, they believed in equality for the sexes. As a matter of fact, they had a planetary committee that was run by 7 women. They made up all the rules, they did all the commerce, and they made all the decisions for the whole religion. Another interesting part about the Koreshan religion was that they thought that the earth was a total universe, that nothing existed outside of the earth. They believed that the continents, the lakes, the oceans, all life existed on the inside of the earth, not on the outside. Imagine taking a globe and turning it inside out. To them, the center of the globe contained an orb, and the orb shone like a spotlight. The spotlight turned every 24 hours, and it gave us night and day. They believed the spotlight was powered by naturally occurring electricity. They thought that the stars were just incidental sparks, and they thought that the moon was just a reflection of the orb itself. So I thought it was a pretty interesting aspect of their whole religion. Well, the religious community grew quite well. By 1908, they had around 400 people living at the New Jerusalem. One of the things that Koreshan preached was that through communal living and celibacy, that you would live forever. You would die, you would resurrect, and come back as a god. Well, in 1908, he died. So they pretty much propped him up, gave him around-the-clock coverage, waited up with him, and waiting for him to come back as a god. Well, after 5 days, he didn't come back. So they ended up building a mausoleum for him, placed him in a mausoleum. Well, in 1921, a hurricane came along, destroyed the mausoleum, and washed his body, what was left of it, out to sea, and that was the end of it. And pretty much the end of the whole religion. From then on, it declined, and it was the 1960s when the last person died. So that's kind of the end of the story. Hope you enjoyed it. This is the house that Dr. Teed who is the Messiah and founder of the Koreshan religion, lived. This is the bakery. This is one of the houses that some of the ladies stayed in. This is a shot of a couple buildings. Here to the right is a mill shop. Then they have a laundry back there, a steam-driven laundry. They have a diesel generator that produces electricity. There's some metal shops back there. They had everything they need here to be self-sufficient. 7 women ran this place. It was called the Planetary Court. And this is where those 7 women lived. This is where the 7 women bathed or swam, just like at Hooter Junction, the old TV show. This is Art Hall, where they would get together for meetings and entertainment and other gatherings. This is a panoramic view of the whole grounds. This is the Koreshan State Park campground. It's a real nice, mature campground. We really like it here. You can see there's a lot of sawtooth palm, pineapple palm. It's quiet. During the night, you know, you can't hear anything out here. Nice and dark. People leave the lights off. So this is a real nice place to camp. We really like it here. And here's home sweet home. We're still the messiest of the group, but that's the way it goes. Here's one of the famous turtles. Oh, yeah, don't worry too much. I forget what they call these guys. I know Donna loves them. Say hello. Can you go somewhere or do something? I hear they're pretty fast, so I'm keeping my distance. Children, don't do this at home. Oh yeah, and I'm sure you're wondering if I did any fishing. I sure did. I went down to Estero Bay off of Lover's Key, went out into the bay, found myself some flats with grass on it, and fished for about 3 hours, caught 5 nice trout. Got rained on 3 times. I didn't mind the rain too much. It was 80 degrees out, so that wasn't much of a hassle. So yeah, I had a good time fishing. This is a real nice place to stay. We really like Koreshan. We're definitely going to come back here. There's plenty to do. I would recommend it to anybody. Adios.